The Department of Justice called for the unsealing of admissions data Harvard has repeatedly claimed should remain private. In an amicus brief the department registered Friday as a part of an ongoing lawsuit which alleges Harvard discriminates in its admissions process.
The department's filing also directly tied the admissions lawsuit to its own ongoing probe into Harvard's admissions processes, arguing the suit, brought by advocacy group Students for Fair Admissions in 2014, overlaps and could directly bear on the separate Justice Department investigation. The filing also asserts the department could later sue Harvard itself or could join the case as a friend of the court, depending on how the Students for Fair Admissions suit plays out.
The department's actions show the Trump administration is likely to support Students for Fair Admissions in their attempts to challenge Harvard's admissions processes. The outcome of the lawsuit and the probe will likely have far-reaching implications for affirmative action policies across the United States.
The filing calls for public access to all summary judgment materials in the case unless a party requests privacy for a most compelling reason. The filing also directly urges the court to reject the university's previous request that case-related admissions information remain private.
To be sure, there is weighty interest in protecting the private identities of students and applicants, the filing reads. But neither that interest nor any of Harvard's other generalized arguments warrant adoption of Harvard's proposal to file all summary judgment materials under seal.
In fact, Harvard's proposal contravenes the governing law and should be rejected for that reason as well, the filing reads. Harvard and Students for Fair Admissions previously battled over the privacy of the college's admissions data in clashing briefs both organizations filed last week. The Students for Fair Admissions lawsuit alleges Harvard discriminates against Asian Americans in its admissions process. Roughly 3 years after that suit began, and under a new presidential administration, the Department of Justice launched an investigation into Harvard's admissions practices to explore that same claim. As part of that ongoing probe, Harvard offered to provide redacted student records to the Department of Justice after the department threatened to sue if Harvard failed to comply with the Justice Department's request for documents. The Justice Department said in December it was reviewing that offer. That review appears to be over, and the department has concluded that redacted material is not sufficient.
Harvard spokesperson Rachel Dane did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Harvard has repeatedly insisted it does not discriminate against any applicants in its admissions process. Seth P. Waxman 73, a partner at the law firm representing Harvard, wrote in a letter to the Justice Department in December that the university does not believe the department should have access to the personal information of applicants.
Harvard is hard-pressed to identify a reason why the department would need, for example, the names, personally identifying information, and other highly sensitive personal information of its applicants and students, Waxman wrote.
The court has set a tentative timeline for the progression of the litigation, with January 2, 2019, as a possible date for a trial, if the case is not decided by summary judgment, that is, without a trial.
Harvard and Students for Fair Admissions will meet on April 10 at the U.S. District Court in Boston to discuss the handling of confidential materials in the case and discuss a timeline for future proceedings in the trial.